My name is Katie Hupp, and I am the Writing Center Coordinator and a member of the English faculty at Metropolitan Community College. I teach Comp 1, Comp 2, but I teach mainly technical writing and business writing. I'm from Norfolk, Nebraska, and I went to UNL for undergrad, and I originally set out to be a teacher, and my brother, who lives here in town, he's a lawyer, and he thought that the teaching college was too easy for me. So he said, don't do teaching, do something harder. And I wasn't sure what I should do, and I ended up majoring in journalism. And so I had a major in advertising in college. But I loved English, took English sort of as my fun class every quarter, every semester we had then. And I ended up getting more than a minor in English. And I graduated and went to Mrs. Fields Cookies as my first job in Colorado, of all things. But I worked there as a manager and quickly learned that I needed to be doing something with English. And so I came back to Omaha and went to UNO and earned my master's degree in, it was mostly literature. But then I taught for about 10 years. And I already mentioned that I fell in love with writing centers at Creighton and learned there that was my career, my passion. It feels more like a vocation. The Writing Center is a place where students, you, staff, faculty, writers of all types at the college can bring in anything that they're working on for their professional development, for their classes, obviously. But anything, we'd be happy to look at even documents that teachers send out or forms or anything. But mostly we work with students and we help them to make sure that they're making themselves clear in their writing, that they are addressing the task that a teacher has put forth, or that they are making themselves clear in their poetry or their job application letter or whatever it is that they are working on. But it's a real writer-centered place. We ask them what they hope to accomplish, and we really try to empower them to learn and to grow and to figure out how to do that writing themselves, and learn how to make the corrections and understand where those things happen. My role in the Writing Center is I am the director of the Writing Center. The title is actually Writing Center Coordinator. But I hire all of the staff. I train the staff. I also take a shift and work with students in the Writing Center because that is the true love. But I just sort of keep it all put together. I want students to take away from a class of mine that what they have to say matters, and that their opinion is valid, and that I'm interested in hearing it, and they should have the confidence that they deserve to voice it. I'm very interested in students taking agency and learning that they are active participants in their education, that we are not here just to sort of, one of the scholars I really love and sort of developed all of my teaching and Writing Center philosophy on was Paulo Freire. He wrote Pedagogy of the Oppressed, and it's this notion that students are not this empty vessel or a bank that we just dump our knowledge in, but instead, in the light of John Dewey as well, the progressive education, they're members of their own education, and if they are actively engaged in it, they become sort of more invested, and they walk away with something more. So students that come into my class or in my Writing Center, I want them to feel like this is something that they own and that they can take pride in, and that they're someone that has a voice that we want to hear. I just now met up with a student that I probably had 25 years ago, and I said, "You really look familiar." And she told me her name, and we figured it out, and she goes, "You were my English teacher." And we were actually at our kids' parent-teacher conferences. And she literally said, I just told my son's English teacher upstairs about your class. And I was like, you did not. And she's like, I did. I said, what did you say? And she said, I appreciated that teacher because she let us write about whatever we wanted to write about, and she genuinely was interested in hearing it. And I was like, couldn't be happier that that's what you remember about me, because it's true. I really do believe that. Technology has changed drastically since I started teaching. When I first started in 1987, I didn't even have an email address. You know what I mean? And so the ability to communicate with students in, I think, a healthy way. I mean, I don't give them my home phone number, but they were emailing and in constant contact, and they can talk to me a lot. That has changed considerably. They don't have to come to office hours or find you. You can really help them in the moment. And with writing, people get stuck during the week when they're working on a project, so they can ask questions quickly. That's been good. I feel like I'm much more connected to students with technology. But in the classroom as well, aside from, I teach online, and so that's obviously something that wasn't there as well, and that gives this access to other students that couldn't be here or that live out of town. I have a student in my current online technical writing class who's overseas in the military, and that she has instant access to me in this class is awesome. Well, I would say the greatest challenge in my biggest role in life, even though I love everything we've been talking about, is to be a good mother. I have 2 children, and so I'm forever trying to be the mother that they need me to be, and that's the most worthy thing I do. In school, I would say the greatest challenge is keeping up with technology is a good one, and just to continue this passion that I have for the work. I mean, I feel very dedicated and motivated and connected. So I guess if that ever goes away, that would be a challenge for me to be a part of it. But the engagement, I don't know, I really feel very connected. I love this institution. So the challenges are good, and just more to just do more of the same and keep thinking of cool new projects, etc. I love to hang out with my kids. I love to hang out with my friends. I've got Creighton basketball tickets, which I love as well. I enjoy working around the house and in the yard. Home improvement projects. I love spray paint. That's been a new thing I've learned. I just bought a outdoor dining set, and I got it for $75 and then spray painted it for $30 and it looks brand new. You know, things like that. So I like do-it-yourself projects and figuring out that I can do it. What's next? I just received notice that my sabbatical application for my second sabbatical now at MCC was approved by the board. And for that, I am proposing to bring mindfulness to Metro. And I have gone to the mindful writing workshop. I've also spent time, we did a workshop, or a retreat, a writing center retreat. We have an annual retreat probably 3 years ago about mindfulness in the writing center, being present for the student in that moment, not worrying about, sort of who's coming next or what happened last time you were with that person, but just really being present in that moment for that student. Which we ended up doing a whole project on for a semester after that, trying to see how we could sustain this, which another consultant and I, Elizabeth Mack, wrote into an article that's being published actually right now in Praxis, an online writing journal here, spring of 2017. One of the authors that I was most drawn to when I was working on my doctoral work was Lisa Delpit. She wrote a book called Other People's Children. And our students aren't exactly children. They're older than me sometimes. But she had a quote that says, "I pray for all of us the strength to teach our children what they must learn and the humility and wisdom to learn from them so that we might better teach. My name is Katie Hupp, and I'm the Writing Center Coordinator and English faculty member at Metropolitan Community College.